Welcome back at 7:13. How can you be the 1 out of 100 to land a great new job? Well, body language, choice of clothes, even facial expressions during interviews can make it or break it, according to career expert Abby Kohut. And she joins us live here this morning with some tips as she gets ready to embark on a 38-city tour. Your goal to educate 1 million people about how to get a job. How are you going to do that?
I'm going to be going around the country in an RV, and I'm going to be going from city to city to city, and I'm going to be stopping at job search groups, churches, temples, schools, wherever I can find job seekers, and I'm going to be teaching them the tips that I've been saving for 16 years as a recruiter.
Okay, and they're in your book as well. Tell me about the book.
The book has been out for a little while, and what I do is I teach people all the job search secrets that I've been keeping in my head, because as a recruiter, there's things that you want to tell people, and you just can't do that. You just have to say, we hired the best candidate, but you can't tell people why you didn't hire them. And that drove me crazy for 16 years. So I finally decided I got to get out there and I got to tell people why I haven't been able to hire them.
Yeah, of course. And I can only imagine how frustrating that must be, because you can't call them back and say, if only you had done this and this.
Yeah, if you didn't answer this question that way, or if you didn't say this or that. You really want to tell them, or at least I do, and I've just wanted to do that for so long. Yeah. So now I get my chance to do that.
All right, we're going to get to some tips in a minute. As people are looking for a new job, the importance of social media can be good and it can be bad, right?
Oh yeah, well, it's definitely good. 93% of the recruiters out there say that they're using LinkedIn to recruit. So you have to be on LinkedIn.
Okay.
But you also have to be careful. Like if you're on Facebook, be careful. Don't post pictures of yourself dressed up as SpongeBob on Halloween hanging from a chandelier. So you should hang up pictures, definitely. That's what Facebook's all about. But you have to be careful about what you put up there, and be positive, and don't talk about, let's say, sports, politics, or religion, because those are things that people will argue with you about. So just be careful, but social media is where it's at, especially with LinkedIn.
I'm guessing you shouldn't badmouth a former employer either.
No, and don't say, I hate my job, I hate my boss, or any of those kinds of things.
All right, let's get to it, because people want to know all this information that you've been storing up. So let's get to some of the tips that we're talking about that everybody should know as they're out there interviewing for a job.
Sure. Well, LinkedIn is definitely one. You definitely want to get on LinkedIn. You want to have as many connections as you possibly can.
Okay.
And you also want to have keywords on your LinkedIn profile. This is the one mistake most people make, is they get on LinkedIn and they put their jobs in there, but they don't put keywords. And as a recruiter, the way I search for you is I come up with what words are on the job description, and I type those in. And if you don't have them on your LinkedIn profile, I'm never going to find you.
It's like Google optimization, basically.
Exactly.
You're optimizing your LinkedIn profile.
Yeah, and it's the same thing with Monster, by the way. You should have the same keywords there.
All right.
And then once you apply for the job, you'll be in the black hole, essentially.
I'm sorry?
The black hole, that's where you sit when you're waiting for the recruiter to call you.
All right.
And so what you do is you have to network and get yourself out of the black hole. So you should be going and meeting people at job search groups, at church, wherever, and telling them about your search to see if they know anybody at that company that you want to work for.
All right.
So network, network, network is another major
No matter where
tip.
you are, even if you're off the clock, so to speak.
Always network. And then get your resume to the hiring manager.
Okay.
So
that sounds simple enough, but
well, use LinkedIn to do that.
Right.
So you use LinkedIn, find the hiring manager, and get the resume to them.
Okay.
And then you should definitely follow up at the end, and make sure that you also another way to get the hiring manager to notice you, send your resume with a shoe and say, I'm just trying to get my foot in the door. So send it in the mail.
Crazy things like that work?
Yeah, send it in the mail, send it in the fax. Do everything that job seekers are not doing. So do the exact opposite and just be different.
Okay. Does persistence pay off too, or can that get annoying if you call and call and call?
Yeah, you want to not be a stalker.
Yeah.
Stalking is bad, so you do want to follow up a little bit, but don't be crazy. Maybe once a week, something like that. But persistence, when it comes to phone calling, not so much.
All right.
Yeah.
Abby Kohut, thank you very much. The book is called Absolutely Abby's 101 Job Search Secrets. And if you want to know more about it, you can log on to our website at WTNH.com. Click on the Good Morning Connecticut Weekend section of